should I use ice or heat when it comes to having pain after exercise? So something I want to talk about first is this idea of inflammation. And a lot of times people think that pain or inflammation associated with pain is a bad thing. And because of this, a lot of people will lean towards different things to decrease that inflammation and decrease that overall pain in their body, which sometimes might help acutely, but also could be long-term. Pain in itself isn't inherently a bad thing. Pain is actually something that needs to happen, specifically when it comes to inflammation and pain, where inflammation is your body's signal that, hey, we need to mobilize some different things to help recover our body. So inflammation is essentially part of the recovery process. So if you're having a little bit of soreness after working out, this is inflammation. And that's great because that helps to improve recovery. That's an important point to note. Inflammation isn't always a bad thing. Chronic inflammation 100% is. But if you're dealing with general soreness and you're just looking of ways to recover, ice may help to reduce inflammation. It actually does help reduce inflammation. So if you're having some acute soreness from your working out, it will help short term. But as I just described, this hinders your adaptation long term. Since we need to have the inflammation process to actually help us recover over time and get stronger, you are literally blunting the actual muscle growth or fitness adaptations from happening if you use ice immediately after your workout. Or let's say somebody who's doing an ice bath, they just finished a workout, they're going to do an ice bath. That does stop inflammation, will likely decrease some pain, but at the same time, you're not letting that adaptation happen. So this is something where if you are a competitive athlete and you are trying to compete multiple times a day, yes, doing something like an ice bath might actually be a good way to decrease that inflammation because you're not worried about this long-term adaptation, because right now you're just competing. You're trying to recover as quickly as possible, and ice will help you do that. Heat after exercise, this can help promote blood flow, can help with recovery because of that a little bit. This is why a lot of people notice when they're in the sauna, this can overall help to improve your overall recovery, which can help with muscle growth, etc. The thing and the caveat I would note for this, make sure you're getting plenty of water because you can become very dehydrated not going into a sauna if you're using this as a way to recover, to decrease some of that soreness, etc. Heat can help. But I would use it kind of sparingly. Don't always lean on it because you might not always be in a position where you can use heat. When it comes to injury and using ice or heat for pain, ice 100%, it helps with reducing inflammation and swelling in the body, but realize that inflammation, as we discussed with exercise, does need to occur at some point. If the inflammation never occurs, you will never have those tissues that are acutely injured be able to recover. So using pain right after, or using ice right after, can actually decrease your overall swelling, right? That's kind of the idea. But we don't want to use it all the time because we need that inflammation to occur. Heat may potentially help after acute injury. If the muscles are tight, this is going to reduce some of the tension. In conjunction, you want to do this with some light activity that will help you to desensitize the area and just kind of get some of those pain signals under term. You know, a lot of times when we're dealing with chronic pain, it's just because constant pain signals are being sent from our brain to the area. Pain, tightness. So having a little bit of, like, say, a hot water bottle, for example, and doing some light activity in conjunction with that can help to decrease the pain greatly. And I think another good point to notice with this too